Hey everyone, Dr. Sheniqua Johnson here, aka Sheniqua Inspires, and I am back with another 3-tip video for you. So, if you are new to my page, I say welcome. Please make certain that you share and you subscribe. But you got a lot of work to do. You got a lot of 3-tip videos to go back and watch. But I am 100% certain you are going to gain something from it. So today I bring you another 3-tip video. But this one, take a deep breath, get ready. Y'all got your water? Let me take a sip of my water. Because you know your girl stays on the water challenge. It's important for me to drink my water. It keeps me hydrated. It keeps me sharp. But this video, are y'all ready? This video is going to give you 3 tips on how to start over. I know no one wants to start over. You can't leave that job. You've been on that job for 20 years, but they are running you ragged. And you know what? What it ends up doing when you stay far too long because you are afraid of starting over, what you end up doing is dampening and dimming your own light. I say that from personal experience. I have worked at jobs where my time there expired, but I stayed because I was waiting. I swore I was waiting for a sign from God. And God was like, excuse me, I gave you the exit strategy while you were, still on orientation, but you chose to ignore it. You chose to unpack your bags and get all, cushy, comfy in your chair and in your little cubicle. That was on you. But God says, I made the possibilities endless. But oftentimes it's us who put cement on our feet and said, this is my forever space. This is where I'm going to be. I'm going to be happily ever after. But what if the fairy tale becomes a horror story? What if the fairy tale becomes a nonfiction? Now what? What happens when it's time for you to start over again? Now, one of my collaborative book projects, which book project was that? I believe that was Women Inspiring Nations with Dr. Cheryl Wood. That was the first book project of the Women Inspiring Nations series. So you guys got to make certain you check it out. And if you need a copy, holla at me. But my chapter was about starting over. I think it was something like how to find strength to start again. And I think that's what we all need. We need to unlock that strength to start again, even before it's time to start again. One of the worst things to do is to try to get prepared when your feet have already hit the pavement, when the alert has gone off and the races have already started to run. And now you sitting there, well, wait a second, I got to stretch. I got to tie my shoe. Wait a minute, you're going to lose the race because now you're trying to get ready when you should have been ready. So let's get ready. Let's get prepared on what to do, how to, when it is time to start over. So maybe you don't need it just yet, but let's get an action plan together so that if the time ever does come, we can recycle this information and we've got a strategy. It's like you don't wait till the fire happens to practice what to do during a fire. No, you got to have the plan. So let's think of this video as us creating the action plan. This is the fire drill. There is not an actual fire just yet, but we are in position and we are going to get ourselves ready. So if and when you ever find yourself having to start again, you're armed with what you need. Now, let's not forget there are some people whose feet are in mud. and you need to start again. It's not too late, but you gotta put this action, you gotta put this plan into action immediately. So some can wait, they can store it, they can frill it up, they can make it bells and whistles like if they need to. They got time, they can decorate it, make it all pretty and glittery. But there are some of you who your life is depending on it. So let's jump in. So these again are 3 tips on how to prepare to start over. The first, I want you to relax, relate, release. Relax, relate, release. And if y'all don't catch that reference, please, I know I'm not aging myself. That's a different world, right? You got to relax, you got to relate, you got to release. But I want to say you need to reflect and release. So what does that mean? Well, for starters, that means that you need to go back to the last video where we talked about how to find purpose, the 3 tips on how to find purpose in your pain, in your problems, right? 3 tips on how to find purpose in your problems. So we spoke a lot about this. So this is a refresh. This is a recap. So what I'm saying to you, you have to reflect and release. What I'm saying is you got to go back and look at the lessons. So what lessons have you gained on your journey here? What brought you here? Let's think about your personal growth and development. What areas do you need to strengthen? What lessons do you need to learn? What new skill sets do you now need to apply? What new mindset do you need to have on in order to be able to go to the next level? Reflecting says, I'm looking at what brought me to this place. Could be good things, could be bad things, who knows? But you'll never know unless you find the courage to start to reflect on it. And if you are reflecting and you're like, you know what, I made a bad choice. I should have said no. Instead, I said yes. I chose the wrong partner. I came in with bad intentions. I got around the wrong people. So even if you find that there is some type of negative reasons as to why you are in this situation where you need to start over again, I don't want you to stay there. I don't want you to stay with your feet in the mud. I want you to now, after you reflect, I want you to let it go. I want you to offer forgiveness to yourself. I want you to give yourself a little bit of grace that you would extend to everybody else. I want you to now pull from what you've learned. What lessons did you learn? What growth transpired? Be thankful for that. I remember one time in church, this was years ago, my pastor had us, he fired us up so much that he was saying, you ought to write a letter to your ex. And no, the letter was not going to cuss them out and saying you wasted X amount of years of my life. No, that is not what the letter was going to be about. But the letter was supposed to be about thanking them for what lessons, what personal growth you gain from being in that situation. For me, when I'm thinking about my former husband, I would say, thank you for my children. Because in spite of it all, they made me better. So yes, I had to learn resilience. I tapped into, and that's why I wrote the book. I didn't know my own strength, because you know what? There was a time in my life where I didn't know my own strength. But now I'm walking in greatness, baby. So I've discovered my strength. But I never would have discovered that strength if I wasn't faced with that problem. And if I wasn't faced with that situation where I found myself going through a divorce after 7 years of marriage, it was time for me to start again. And I found my strength. So I wouldn't say, well, you wasted 7 years of my life. The new mindset would say, thank you for helping me to tap in to an inner strength that I didn't even know I had. I'm telling you, this is where we want to be. We want to be a new and improved version. We don't want to be the old, bitter, and seeking revenge person. We want to be a new creation. Why? Because you can't put new wine in old wineskin. So we got to turn that old wineskin into new wineskin. So now we can receive our next. Because these are tips on starting again. So number 2, set a clear vision. And guess what? With a new vision comes new goals. With a new vision and new goals, it may also come with you have to now learn a new skill set. I know on your last job, you were fine with that associate's degree, but now in your new vision with the new goals, you might need to attain your bachelor's degree. But truth be told, in this day and age, is a bachelor's degree all that is required? I mean, sometimes you need a master's coming into the door. So it might require this new season of new, clearer goals and new, a clearer vision and new goals may mean that you now need to adopt a new skill set. Maybe you're going to have to go out, back to school. Maybe you're going to have to stretch outside of your comfort zone. I know you grew accustomed to working from home, but now it's going to mean that you have to go out and socialize. Oh, dare I say it, you got to socialize with people. The people are out there. But you know what? When you're operating with a clear vision and new goals, it may require you to do something new. Because we know the definition of insanity is doing the same old thing, and then you got the nerve to expect a different result. So as we are preparing you for your new season, preparing you to start again, you got to be ready for the possibility that you might need to do something different, that you might need to do something more. So start preparing your mind as you're thinking. So again, we are doing 3 tips on how to prepare to start over. The first, we're reflecting and releasing. Second, we are setting a clear vision with new goals, and we're preparing our minds just in case we're going to need to do something new. The third one, build a supportive network. The last season, you did it alone. You didn't tell nobody. I remember when I was going through my divorce. It had been a while since I had seen my sister. And the day I did, I remember this clear as day, the evening, it was the night, it was like the evening time when I went. The evening I went to see my sister, and I started telling her, she could always tell. She can tell by the sound in my voice. She can always tell when something's wrong with me. And I remember going over to her apartment and I started to share with her that I was getting a divorce. And what she said to me next was, "Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me?" Now she was married. She's still married. She was married at the time. She had just had her first baby. And why didn't I go to her? Why didn't I seek solace in another married woman, a married couple, right? Because I could have confided in her and her husband. Maybe they could have given us some wise counsel. Maybe they could have prayed for us. Maybe I wouldn't have to feel like I was going through it all by myself. So maybe the last season, one of those lessons that you gleaned was that you were doing it by yourself. So as you are preparing to start again, I want you to identify your support network. Who's going to be there for you? Even if they can't help you, maybe they can still hold your arms up. Maybe just them being around you is enough to make you feel comforted and you can tap into your strength. Another time during my season of divorce, I had went to another one of my friends' houses. Now, this is funny because when I was married, I didn't go here, there, everywhere to everybody's house. I stayed in my house with my husband. That was it. But now that I'm going through a divorce, now I'm out with all my friends. I'm seeking support all over the place. I should have had the support going in rather than the support going out. Right? So that's why we are preparing to start again, right? We're not waiting till the fire is going off before we start to get ourselves together. But I remember going to another one of my friends' house, and I had my boys with me. They were young at the time, and she had older children. Not too much older, but older than my boys. And I remember bringing my boys over to her house. Her children took my children. They were in the room. They were playing. I don't even know if my children realized that there was a problem with mommy. I don't think they did. All they knew is, oh, we're over here and we're getting to play with these kids. They love to play with them too. And they were so good with them. They were so supportive, so encouraging to them. And so while they were playing, my friend was in the kitchen fixing food for everybody, and I was laying on the couch taking a nap. I hadn't been sleeping. I was up stressing, then turning around and going to work. I wasn't getting ample rest. And just being in a supportive environment, identifying my support network. I should have done that beforehand. That's why I'm sharing with you all now. So get a support network together so that if you ever do need to start again, you have the support in the beginning rather than the end. And that is going to go along with not only a support network, but resources. What resources would you need, will you need if you ever had to start again? So again, this is a 3-tip video on how to prepare yourself to start again. This is not when the alarm is ringing, what do I do? Which way do I go? This is about getting the action plan. This is about putting the strategy down so that way when it is time, when the alarms do start to go off, you are already well prepared. You know who to go to. You know where your support is at. You know how to leverage your lessons, and you are ready to become a better you. I hope you all have enjoyed this. Remember, share this out. Hit that subscribe button so we can keep this momentum going and sharing to everyone so that we can all tap in to our undiscovered strength and unlock our greatness. Be blessed. Hi everyone, Dr. Sheniqua Johnson here, aka Sheniqua Inspires. I warmly extend an invitation to each of you to explore my website, Sheniquainspires.com. Here you can discover a wealth of inspiration through my books, or whether you're seeking to unlock your peak potential with my personalized accountability coaching, or searching for an inspirational speaker for your next event. I'm here to assist you. Let's connect and discuss how we can work together to achieve your goals. Goodbye for now.